What's up, YouTube? It's your girl Mino. Welcome back to another video. So I have my iPad with me and I wrote down some advices because I knew I was gonna forget. So yeah, let's just get into number one. Number one is pick your classes wisely. Pick the required classes you need so you do not have to take them later down the line, or it won't be a problem for you to graduate later down the line. You need to take your classes now that are required and that has anything to do with what you want to do in life, your career. Not everybody knows what they want to do, but you need to take something that's required. Like, I know math, science, and all that is required, but I'm talking about like your electives. You need to take those that are required because you do not want to take anything that you do not need to take, because it's just a waste of classes. It's just a waste of everything. So yeah, that's number one. Take the classes you need and choose wisely. Take your prerequisites, guys. Just do it. Number two is do your homework in class. Do your homework in class. You know, when the teacher hands out homework and say, oh, you have time to do it in class, do it in class. At least some of it, do it in class, because there's been some times where I didn't do my homework in class and then I forgot when I got home, and then I got a zero for homework. So make sure you don't be like me and do your homework in class when the teacher gives you time. Or if the teacher doesn't give you time, do it in lunch or whenever you have free time, basically. If you don't, just make sure that you do it at home, because doing it in class was a way to be ahead and, you know, knock a homework out the way. Just make sure you do your homework in class, or when the teacher gives you time, or when you have time on your hands to do so. Advice number three is keep up with your work and check your grades. You need to check your grades, make sure all your grades are on track, because some teachers, they don't know what they're doing. Some teachers might put in wrong grades, mix up names, and then put them in, like, you know, there's some instances where like there's two Josephs in a class and they mix up the grades, and then it's just a whole bunch of commotion. Just make sure that you keep constantly checking your grades. So if the teacher gives you a paper or something with the grade on it, and then you check your website or whatever and the grade's not the same, you make that connection. You feel me? You know. So make sure you check your grades, because it is imperative that you do. And I have a parent portal where I have a username and a password, and then you type it in, and then you have all your grades, your schedules, your GPAs, everything, like all that in one. So if you guys have that, definitely use that to the best of your advantage. And do not procrastinate with getting your work done or anything. Do not. Keep up with your work so that the work doesn't pile up on you and you're just left with a big load of work to do because you didn't do it before, because you weren't keeping up with it. So yeah, you need to keep up with your grades, okay? Yeah. Advice number four is, my mom told me this advice because it's really true. It's like really good. So you need to bond with your counselors. Not like bond like, oh, you know, like, don't be weird about it. Just bond with your counselors when you first get there, maybe like week 2, week 3, or sometime that you have on your hands. Make sure you bond with your counselors and take your time to really get to know them, like, because I'm telling you, you will get your way. It's not about getting ways, but you will, like, it would be easier to talk to your counselor rather than someone who doesn't know their counselor. It'll be like awkward, you know. So make sure you bond with your counselor, so you know, easier, smooth sailing. It'll make up for a good it'll be a good year that you have with your counselor and your teachers as well. Because if you don't, like, not saying be the teacher's pet or anything, because no, but you need to, you know, be on your teacher's good side, you know, because there are some people that are not on the teacher's good side, and then when they be like, oh, well, I need this one grade to pass and stuff, and they're like, oh, no, you cannot have that grade. As someone, if they did bond with the teachers, and they're like, oh, do you have extra credit? I really need this. They'd be like, oh, okay, fine, you know, because I bonded with my teachers and I bonded with my counselors. And every single time I had that 179 as average. Well, I don't get 70s anymore, but when I used to get 79s as average and I needed 80 to make honor, you know, they'll put in a little 2 points, make it an 82, make it an 81, you know what I'm saying? So you need that mic connection. So yeah, definitely bond with your counselors and your teachers as well. So another one is to make sure you're on time, whether to school or your classes. Make sure you're on time. And I have a problem with that, because I don't know what it is, and I live literally 5 minutes away from my school, but I cannot be on time to save my life. I don't know if it's just a fashionably late type of thing, but I can never be on time. And then I don't even eat breakfast sometimes, and I'm still late. Like, tell me how that works. So make sure you're on time. It'll definitely, like, you know, colleges will see that and stuff, even though you're like 3 years away from it, you know, but make sure you do everything in your power to build up your portfolio and, you know, do good, so that when that time comes to apply for colleges, you won't need to second guess yourself. You won't need to do anything. So make sure you're on time. And at my school, I'm pretty sure they give like awards if you're like perfect attendance or something. You know, they'll really see that you're a good student and you're on time. And on top of that, you will get detentions if you're not on time. You will get detentions. Detentions are not good. So, you know, one detention here or there, and 1, 2. I'm not saying to get detention, but one won't hurt. But do not be late every single day, because what are you doing? Don't do that. As for class, do not be late, because in my school, I think if you're late 3 times, you get a detention, and 10 detentions in my school equals in-school suspension. And if you don't go to in-school suspension, you get suspended from from school. So don't be that person. Please don't. The next one is to be active. You want to be active. I mean, I'm not really active like that. Like, I kind of am, but like kind of not. So if that makes sense. So in 9th grade, like I said, I am a senior. I'm going to be a senior. I'm in 12th grade, big dog, whoop. But like I said, when I was in 9th grade, I had joined gymnastics, and it was fun. I competed, you know, it was fun, like, while it lasted. I'm thinking about doing it again, but I'm not totally sure. But just be active, because I was in gymnastics, Italian club, key club, all the, like, yeah, be active. Whether it's not like a sport, you definitely want to be in some type of club, after school activity, whatever. You definitely want to do that. And yeah, that's a good one, because also colleges will see that again, because once you hit high school, 9th grade, your portfolio will start. Like, you might not have noticed it in middle school, but high school is what really counts. So you want to be active. You want to do that. Whether you don't have to be in a sport, because if you're not sporty, you know, you don't have to be in a sport. But I'm saying just to join one club at least, you know, help your teacher after work, get volunteer hours. I don't know, just make sure you're active, make sure you're on the right track. So especially if you're not doing anything after school. Yeah. And the last one, that is academic related is you don't have to have your life figured out. You don't have to know what you're doing after college, doing after high school. You don't have to know what you're doing. You just need to know what your interests are and go from there. You could have a few interests in mind, like lawyer, law school, medical school. They're two different fields, but just make sure they're in the same, category. You want to do nursing, doctorate, medical professions. Just know, like, if those are your interests, take, like I said, this ties into take the classes you need. Take those types of classes that have something to do with what your interests are. Yeah, because I want to be a doctor. If you guys don't already know, but I said this in my get to know me tag, and make sure you guys check it out. It'll be in the eye. So I want to be a doctor, and I'm taking like courses and stuff so it'll be good for my career, So definitely make sure that you know what your interests are, even if you don't know, like, you don't have your life planned out. Just know what your interests are. Okay, so the next one, friends. I think I have like a little bit of advice around here, because I have two best friends, and then some are my friends, but we've been rocking with each other since middle school. But yeah, some cases are a little messy. But anyways, so your middle school friends are not your friends. I know I said I have friends from middle school, but this is not the case for everybody. Some people, they just grow apart. It's okay to grow apart, Some people, they just don't. There's no bad blood, no beef, no whatever. But they just simply just grow up and get older, and they just stop talking to each other or whatever. But your middle school friends, once they get to high school, they'll feel like, oh, I had those incidents. Some of them be like, oh, I'm a high schooler now. Yeah, yada, yada, yada. And then they don't want to talk to you. Because I had this one friend that don't want to talk to me because she fell in with the popular. But I ain't gonna say no names, though. But yeah, make sure you know who your friends are, because you do not want it. You do not want all that unnecessary stuff. So the second one is imperative. Stay out of drama. Stay out of drama. Mind your own business. Mind your business. Stay out of drama. That is like, that'll take you a long way. You need to stay out of drama. I cannot stress this enough. Do not be in no drama that doesn't concern you, because at the end of the day, you're gonna be sucked into it, and then it's just messy. Just stay out of mess. Drama is not good. It'll, once you have drama, with drama comes fights, arguments, and it's also very distracting. I don't know, I've never been in drama, but I had a few instances where people wanted to fight me, but I didn't know those people, but I don't know, they wanted to fight your girl, but it's okay. I stayed out of the drama, and they're long gone. So stay out of drama. Focus on school. Don't worry about who's dating who's talking about who's fighting who. Don't worry about that, because this doesn't concern you. Okay? Yeah, stay out of drama. Please stay out of drama. It'll ruin your chances. You'll get distracted from school. Just stay out of it. It's just a bad ball of energy. But yeah, also about the drama, you don't want to be known for fighting or like talking bad about someone. Like, that's your reputation for 4 years. If you are a freshman and you're already known for talking about somebody and fighting somebody and dating the most people, that your reputation for 3 more years after that. The next one is, I know I said not everybody is your friend or whatever, but try to make like little acquaintances, people you talk to. They don't have to be your friend, but if you make friends, that's good for you. But just try to make acquaintances in your like classes, between your classes, because you don't want to be that person that, like, in the middle of the school year, if you're like an introvert and you're to yourself and you don't have friends, you don't want to be that person that be like, oh, all right, and the teacher be like, all right, everybody, pair up, find a partner, we're gonna do this project and we're gonna do that project, and you're just like, and everybody else has a partner, but you don't have a partner, and then one other person doesn't have a partner. You guys are partnered together, and it's gonna be so awkward. Like, I don't know you. Had we been friends or had we been acquaintances before, okay, I would have, like, you know, talked here and there and whatever. But you do not want to be that person that's in the corner when the teacher tells you to partner up, because don't do it. Just don't. It's just a recipe for social. Just make sure you get to know a little bit about people in your class. And the next one, okay, this one is a good one. Ignore the seniors, especially if you're a freshman girl and a senior boy. Ignore them. They have no good intentions. Do not fall into it with a senior boy or vice versa. A senior girl and a freshman boy. It's just not a good mix, you know? They're already upperclassmen, they're already going to college the next year. It's like, don't do it. Don't do it to yourself, because their intentions are terrible, bad, green, grimy. Just don't do it to yourself. It's not worth it. If you see other people doing it, that's them. Like I said, mind your business, keep it pushing. Don't do it to yourself though. Don't pressure yourself into relationships. Oh, because I'm in high school, I gotta get a boyfriend, no, I gotta get a girlfriend. Like, don't do that, because you need time to really understand high school. You don't want to just get right into high school and then get into it. Like, it just doesn't work that way. You don't need to. Your girl is single and not ready to mingle. I don't care. I don't need to mingle. Like, get that bag, sis, or bro, get that bag. You know what I'm saying? You need to focus on your well-being and your, you know, education. You don't really have time for people. As of right now, in this freshman year, do not pressure yourself. Speaking of pressure, peer pressure. Don't let anybody tell you what to do and what not to do simply because they're doing it. Don't do it. If you feel as though somebody's like, oh, like, okay, I know when you get to high school, you're gonna see a lot of people smoking and stuff, because at my school they be smoking jewels and stuff. And yeah, don't do that. Don't feel pressured into smoking jewels. Don't feel pressured into drinking. Don't feel pressured into doing all the bad stuff that all these bad influencers, school influencers, you know, the big dogs that think they rock like that. Don't feel pressured. Don't feel like, you know, don't be peer pressured into doing something you don't want to do, because it'll get you in trouble, and then bye your chances of being accepted into a good college. You know, like, and majority of those people that influence, that peer pressure people, like the newbies and stuff, they don't really have anything going for them. So all they want to do is just sit back and be potheads. Like, that's all they want to do. So just make sure you don't fall in with the wrong crowd, and make sure you really have, before you make friends and be buddy with people, make sure you really sit back and observe the way they move. You don't want to fall into the wrong crowd. That's all I'm saying. You don't want to fall into the crowd, especially the wrong one. You want to do good so that your future will be good, you know. That's what I'm trying to say. So yeah, you don't have to be seen by everybody. I have a notification right here. Hold on. Okay. You don't have to do the most to be seen. Please, it is 8 o'clock in the morning. Well, I start school at 7:30, but 7:29, same difference. But don't do the most to be seen. Please don't. Don't come to school blasting music in your backpack, being all extra and being all loud and doing the most. Just don't do that, because it's 8 o'clock. What are you being loud for? What are you blasting music in your backpack for? Like, what are you doing all that for? That's just, no, that's unnecessary, and you don't need to be doing that. Do not do that just so you can get attention and be seen. And don't come to school acting like one of these people that wear certain clothes to be seen. Like, you don't need all of that. Just don't. Be yourself, basically. Another one is, don't always give the answers to people. Please don't always do that. Like, you know, I used to give like a little bit of answers to people. People used to give a little bit of answers to me, but I would never do it all the time, because sooner or later, like, people, like, you never notice. Like, I don't know if that happened in middle school, but I don't know. I feel like if you give the answers to people like so much, if they keep giving the answers, you'll be like open and stuff to doing that for people, and sooner or later you'll start to realize that they won't be doing the same for you. They won't be giving answers to you when you need answers, but then they will always come to you and ask, oh, do you have the answers for this? Do you have the answers for that? And then you're giving it to them, so they're gonna keep feeling like they don't have to try for anything, and then you have to take your hard work and your long hours, or however long you took to complete the assignment, and then give to them, and they didn't even try. And then sooner or later it's gonna come, they're gonna keep asking and asking until it's a test, and they're asking you for the answers, and then you're stuck on one question, and you know you really want to like pass or whatever, and they have no answers for you. But then you see them handing the test, and you're just stuck like, yeah, I shouldn't have done that. Yes, that's exactly what you don't need to do. Do not give the answers. It's like, it's good, it's not good, but if they're reciprocating the same energy to you, then by all means, whatever. But if they're just like, if you see them moving a little sideways about the answers, don't do all that. So that's what I'm saying. I have one more, and that one more is have fun. Just have fun. That's what I'm saying. Just have fun. You know, along with all this advice that I just gave you, have fun, but then keep these in mind. You know what I'm saying? Keep these in mind, because you're gonna need them. You really are gonna need them. Although in high school, like when I was a freshman, I never had to like take this advice, because it was always me. Like, I have 2 best friends. One goes to a different school, but yeah, we're still like this. But me and my other best friend, we went to the same school, so it wasn't like I had to focus on these advice, because it was always me and my best friend. You know, me and my best friend. So I didn't have time to do all these, be all in this drama. Like, not that I'm gonna be in drama, but I didn't have time. I didn't really care about it, because it was, like I said, me and my best friend. So yeah, what I'm saying is just have fun, but keep these in mind. You know, keep the advice that I just gave you in mind, because woo child, you're gonna need them. You're gonna need them. But yeah, just have fun. And things are gonna be, you're gonna actually have to do things. You cannot just do anything to get by, because again, your GPA, you need to make sure your GPA stays. You need to make sure, if your GPA is here, you need to make sure throughout those years and it goes a little bit up. It cannot go a little bit down, because yeah, just make sure that you just have fun, and you have fun all while you're keeping your grades up and doing what you need to do and being active and, you know, doing the stuff that you need to do. Just have fun, because high school is gonna happen pretty fast. I'm telling you, it'll happen so fast. Like, you're like, I just was a freshman, how am I a senior about to graduate? That was my reaction. I was a freshman like 3 years ago, 2018, and then I was a sophomore, and then right in the middle of sophomore, you know what happened? COVID. So the school's on lockdown, and then I spent the whole year of 11th grade being a junior in quarantine, lockdown, everything, and now I'm going back to school a senior. I didn't even get to experience half of my sophomore year and the rest of my junior year. I didn't even get to experience that. So just make sure you just have fun, and because you never know what happens. So have fun. I'm definitely gonna have fun because I'm gonna be a senior, yeah. But I'm definitely gonna have fun. But make sure you guys have fun. So that's it for today's video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was a pleasure giving you guys some advice, more some advice from me. I really try my best to give you guys some of the top advice that I would recommend, you know. But yeah, I hope this video got you guys thinking, like, what you guys are gonna do, your plans for freshman year, the do's and don'ts, like, you know. I hope you guys are gonna figure it out. Before I close out today's video, I might do a back to school series, but this is my first video of my back to school series. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe. Bye.